Shalom. First off, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the hopeful elect that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And to all my brothers out here preaching this truth to you, I say Shalom. This is Amantazar from the Chicago camp coming back at you again with another lesson entitled Nothing is the Same. All right, so this lesson is called Nothing is the Same. When you come into this truth, okay, if the Father draws and opens up your mind, okay, according to John 6 and 44, he opens up your mind and allows you to get this knowledge, truth, and understanding so Yahweh Shai can sup with you, right? Nothing is the same, okay, because you become aware of your true identity. All right. And you find out the greatest secret. All right. The greatest secret that's been hid is that the so called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, the so called children of the slave trade, are actually the Israelites of the Bible. Okay. The hidden ones. Now, as we come into our identity and we understand who we are and we become uh, awakened, we also become awakened to our chief enemy, Esau, Edom, in the earth. Okay? And now we start seeing all of his lies. Okay? His lies and his theft. Okay? So these are the two chief principal people, all right, in the scriptures. All right? Esau, Edom, and Jacob. Okay? Jacob and Esau, Edom. All right? And so what happens is when you become awakened, then you start seeing Esau in every fucking thing. All the wickedness in the world is all directly related to Esau, Edom. Everything ties back to Esau, Edom. Okay? This is Nahum 3 and 1. It says, Woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. That bloody city, all right, is America, aka Babylon, aka Nineveh, okay, aka Egypt, right, in the scriptures. All right. Woe to the bloody city, it is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departed not. The prey is the so called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. The noise of a whip and the noise of the rattling of the wheels and of the prancing horses and of the jumping chariots. The horseman lifted up both the bright sword and the glittering spear, and there is a multitude of slain and a great number of carcasses. And there is none end of their corpses. They stumble upon their corpses because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well favored harlot, the mistress of witchcraft that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcraft. Behold, I am against thee, said the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness and the kingdoms thy shame. All right, so woe to the bloody city. What's the bloody city? America. Why is it bloody? All right, because these nukes gonna come over here and light this fucking place up, okay, and destroy everything over here. All right, let's get something real quick. All right, this is Isaiah 5 and 26. Therefore is the anger of the Lord kindled against his people, and he hath stretched forth his hand against them, and hath smitten them. And the hills did tremble, and their carcasses were torn in the midst of the streets. For all this his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still. And he will lift up an ensign to the nations from far, and will hiss unto them from the end of the earth. And behold, they shall come with speed swiftly. What's coming with speed swiftly? Those nuclear missiles. None shall be weary, nor stumble among them. None shall slumber nor sleep. Neither shall the girdle of their loins be loose, nor the latchet of their shoes be broken, whose arrows are sharp, and all their bows bent. Their horses' hooves shall be counted like flint, Salakia. And their wheels like a whirlwind. Okay? Their roaring shall be like a lion. They shall roar like young lions. Yea, they shall roar and lay hold of the prey and shall carry it away safe, and none shall deliver it. And in that day they shall roar against them like the roar of the sea. And if one look unto the land, behold, darkness and sorrow. The light is darkened in the heavens thereof. All right, so those nukes are coming over here. All right, to this bloody city. All right. Um, All right, so let's go. Let's get back in Nahum 3. Nahum 3. I'll start. I'll start over again. Woe to the bloody city! It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departed not. The noise of a whip and the noise of the rattling of the wheels and of the prancing horses and of the jumping chariots. The horseman lifted up both the bright sword and the glittering spear, and there is a multitude of slain and a great number of carcasses, and there is none end of their corpses. They stumble upon their corpses. Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well favored harlot, the mistress of witchcraft, that setteth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcraft. Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. And I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock. And it shall come to pass that all they that look upon thee shall flee from thee, and say, Nineveh is laid waste. Okay? Who will bemoan her, and whence shall I seek comforters for thee? All right, so Nineveh, aka Babylon, aka Egypt. Okay? These are all code names in the scriptures for America. All right. And so this well-favored harlot has all kind of what? Witchcraft. Okay. Remember a couple of years ago they had the Proud Whopper. Y'all remember that? The Pride Whopper. They had the two same buns. All right, you see that? Two same buns. You got the bun on the bottom and the bun on the top, and then you got the bottom one on the bottom. See that? That's witchcraft. Okay, that's that same sex shit, right? So what happens is when your eyes are open, you find out who you are. You find out who this devil is. This devil is gonna give you two buns on the burger and call it a pride whopper. This devil is also gonna put poison in the air. Okay, the chemtrails. All right, all through the air. Every time you look up in the morning, what is all this flying all over for? All right, but it's in the air. That's why when you drive along the interstate, you see the trees all dead and shit. Okay, I remember driving through Minnesota for about 8 hours, and I thought about all the stolen land. Okay, the stolen land that was taken. All right, on this site right here on this channel. All right, I have a lesson on here called a Mankato 38 Israelites of the Northern Kingdom. Read that because um, Esau had all these treaties, all right, with Gad, all right, and Esau promised Gad food and stuff in exchange for land, all right, and then they wasn't paying up, all right, and the Gadites their children was dying, so they rolled down on Esau, right, so they could eat, okay, but Esau called them savages, all right, but he let the children starve and wouldn't feed them. All right, because he wouldn't keep his end of the bargain. Okay, this is Micah 2:2, and they covet fields and take them by violence and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. Therefore, thus said the Lord Yahweh, behold, against this family do I devise an evil from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall you go heartily, for this time is evil. Salakia. All right. So you see Esau in everything. Okay, you see the wickedness in everything. I was in Las Vegas a couple of years back, and I was at a timeshare presentation. All right. So when you get this truth in your mind, everything is different. Now we know this man then stole the land, right? So we in Vegas and they're trying to get you to buy a timeshare. So when you look at their uh, advertisement, okay, the advertisement slash propaganda you see, all you see is red people, okay, Edomites having fun, jet skiing and dining and climbing rocks and in the water, canoeing and all of this type of stuff, fishing and just having fun on this land that, you know, they stole. So when they're selling you the timeshare, they're selling you a timeshare, and guess who works the land? That's right. The Israelites are working the land. Jake is working the land. The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. They're the servants. They're the groundskeepers. They're the cooks. They're the ones that's making up the bed in the hotel room. Okay. Oh yeah, your eyes open up whole differently when you know the truth. This is Psalm 55 and 20. It says, He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. All right. So you can't trust this devil. All right. This devil, he'll make a pact with you and then turn on you. This is Second Ezra 6:27. See, all this truth comes out. All right. And the men of the Lord been preaching this truth and explaining who this devil is and what he does. All right. But hey, we conspiracy theorists. Second Ezra 6:27, it says, For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which have been so long without fruit shall be declared. Okay? So the truth is coming out, right? And it's going to continue to come out. Hebrews 4 and 12. It says, For the word of the Most High is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and the marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and the intents of the heart. All right. So the word is cut. The word will cut you. All right, and it'll cut Israelites. All right, it cuts Esau, Edom, but it cuts everybody and everything. All right, in the book of Acts, when they were stoning Stephen, they stoned Stephen because he was telling them the truth. He told them he told them that they were murderers. Which of the prophets have they not killed? Okay, and it said that they couldn't take his words, and they gnashed upon them with their teeth. Okay, they was cut so bad they was biting on them. Boy, you got to really be upset. You want to bite a motherfucker? Just bite them. All right. Think about that for a second. You're so mad, you want to bite like an animal? Come on, man. And these were Israelites. these were Israelites. Imagine how Esau cut in the spirit. Okay, he's cut with this word. This is Jeremiah 49 and 10 in closing. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. All right, so through the spirit, this devil is already taken down. All right, through the spirit, we've already won. All right, we just have to act it out. It's already been done. It's already been done. Okay, so we speaking the words of prophecy. It already it's happened already, but it's yet to happen. Wrap your mind around that. I pray that this lesson was edifying. Until the next one, Shalom.